Welcome back to We the Champz. I got one thing to say. How about them Bulldogs?
Where the partner?
Yeah, baby. Yeah, We the Champz are back. It's been a 2-week hiatus and whatnot.
Good.
Sure, we've been sick. New Year's, holidays, out of town,
Working.
The ladies,
Christmas.
These ladies, not a bunch of ladies, but you know, just girlfriend.
Not in these streets. Not in these streets.
But so good to see y'all, and I know it's good of y'all to see us. Go ahead, do us a favor, hit that subscribe button, like, share this with your friends, your mama, your auntie, your grandma. I already know you're gonna say
uncles and granddaddies. Uncles, granddaddies, your nephew, your puppy if you're a dog or a boy, like a dog or bulldog. You feel me? Like, so good to be back, dude. Tell them what's going on, bro. Why we got on these Georgia Bulldog shirts, bro?
Man, because Georgia showed that championship pedigree this weekend.
Damn.
We're not gonna be biased or anything, but how about them Bulldogs?
Damn.
So big time championship pedigree.
Yeah.
And you want to know something fun?
Uh-huh.
So in this era of the college football playoffs, there hasn't been a back-to-back champion. The last back-to-back champion in the college football is Bama. That's like 2011, 2012 or something like that. But in the new era, if Georgia wins this game against TCU, this would be the first back-to-back champion in the college football playoff era. So in this new era, Georgia will be the greatest team. Not trying to sound biased or anything, y'all.
We are biased. Damn it. We are biased. We want the Bulldogs to be successful, especially, I'm a Falcon fan, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I like to say, I'm not a Braves fan, but I root for the Atlanta Braves. Not a Atlanta Hawk fan, but basically the Georgia teams, the Bulldogs are holding it down for us. So when the Bulldogs are successful, we got to go. I got to go 10 times as hard.
10 toes down.
10 toes down. So shout out to the Bulldogs with the W. Go ahead, man. Take the segment away.
All right,
college
man.
Football segment.
All right,
here.
first game we're going to speak on in the semifinals is TCU getting the victory 51-45 against Michigan. So you got the best team in Texas apparently is Texans. Texas Christian University, bro. The Horned Frogs. Purple and white.
Horned Frogs. Is it bullfrogs or frogs?
It's Horned Frogs.
Hey, they the Chimps, so we gonna put some respect on their name, all right?
We laughing. Hey, you're right. Let's put some respect on their name.
Put some respect on their name.
Shit. But anyways, yeah. So you got a finesse team, puts up a lot of points. They won the Big 12. They lost in the conference championship game, but they did their thing and their resume looked really, really good and whatnot. So much respect to TCU. And then you got Michigan, the winner of the Big 10 conference.
The favorite.
Favorite.
Yeah.
Big boy favorite. They took out Ohio State damn near a month ago. A very impressive win. That's back-to-back years they beat Ohio State. Mm-hmm. And more talented team, more powerful team. And the scenario going into this game was, all right, Michigan's just going to squeeze the game out of TCU, play a hard-neck defense, run the ball down their throat, just pretty much bust them down and get a pretty convincing victory. But TCU wasn't trying to hear that, bro.
Nah, they weren't. I don't know what they got going on.
All right, so look. So this is really, big in TCU's head. So apparently there's a report about a Michigan linebacker now, right?
Uh-huh.
Allegedly, he said, I don't even know what conference TCU plays in.
Hey.
They heard that noise. Big time. And they came out, they played, they were running fast. They played with just as much aggression, power as you've seen from any other college football team. And they took it to Michigan. They punched them in the mouth. Michigan tried to get up. They punched them again. Michigan threw a few more punches at them, and it just didn't go TCU's way. Michigan's way. I was texting Jay during the game. I'm like, Michigan better not F up. They better not F up, man. This is going to be big. But like Jay likes to say, they fell into a hole. You go down 14-0 at the beginning, pick sixes. You let big plays just ride. Something that Michigan really hasn't done much of all season. And their winning formula isn't much of a come from behind team. Yes, they had to win over Ohio State. They were hitting them with big plays and whatnot down the field. But they're a grinder team. Like I said, they squeeze you out. They play tough SEC football. Honestly, that's the deal with Michigan. But they fell behind and continued to pile on the mistakes, and it didn't go their way. And the better quarterback actually led his team to victory in Max Duggan, one of the Heisman finalists. It was a raging game. It came down to the last possession for Michigan, and they fumbled the snap. Oh, bro,
on that fourth down.
Just think of the heartache that comes at that. But they were like 4th and 9? Wasn't it like? I feel like it was 4th and 17. I'm sorry, fans, viewers, audience, if I am so damn wrong about that. But I know it was 4th and long.
It was 4th and 10.
4th and 10. 4th and 10. So 4th and 9 was close.
4th and 10.
And you fumbled
last
snap.
Chance.
The play's over before it even thinks about being
But Michigan had multiple opportunities. I'm not the biggest college football watcher here. I do watch the playoffs, I guess you want to say. I watch the semifinals and then the championship game.
Right.
Sometimes bowl games if it's a big name team or whatnot. But Michigan had plenty of chances, even on that last drive. First and 10, second and 10, incomplete pass here, incomplete pass there, and.
But that one pick six we saw, that one that really hurt. The first one? That second one.
The second one was bad, yeah.
That one really hurt. The linebacker, so he's going for the slant. Right, receiver on the slant, the cornerback on his back.
Yeah.
The linebacker's right here, just jumps the route, and it's like, Do you think the quarterback was just scared or nervous or desperate or something?
I think you just get into just automatic zone, right? Mm-hmm. It's just like, all right, you already know that you got a slant here and out route down there, go route over here, whatever. You want to hit the slant because you know your receiver's going to get that 7 times out of 10, whatnot.
But those are mistakes Michigan hasn't made. Those are mistakes they don't make.
But I want to say Michigan is more about that running back, right?
Exactly.
So
and they got to wait. They didn't even go.
Yeah.
They threw that out.
That's what happens with the first pick six. All right, now you're down 7-0. All right, they came put up. They turned the ball over again with that fumble at the goal line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay,
yes.
Cool. You're giving the ball to TCU, whose offense is just. You gotta have a lights out offense, bro. You gotta have a lights out offense to be just always dangerous. Always dangerous if you got a lights out offense. And I'm very impressed with the TCU quarterback who made the right reads throughout this game. But yeah, giving the ball back to TCU, who can put up 3 or 7 points on any given drive, dug Michigan into a hole where you're down 14-0. Now you kind of got to throw the ball a little bit to make sure you don't.
You got to play away from. You got to play away from your strengths.
Exactly, and that's what you do when you dig a hole. And so TCU did a good job of stopping the run. I mean, that Michigan running back didn't have a lot on the ground, but though Michigan had plenty of opportunities. They didn't. The defense of Michigan didn't get the stops when they needed to get the stops. TCU stayed up 2 scores throughout the game until that last drive. So I don't feel bad for Michigan. It was a good run. John Harbaugh got them boys playing hard.
He does.
I'm not sure what their roster looks like. Do they have a lot of sophomores that'll be back next year? Do you know?
I'm not too sure.
Maybe.
They do fairly decent in recruiting. Not the best, but obviously they do good enough. I mean, look at TCU.
Jonathan Edwards is that running back's name.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was a great. All in all, even including the mistakes, this was a great game. One of the best college football playoff games I've ever seen. And shout out to TCU. Props to TCU for Texas Christian University making it to the college football championship game.
You said Max Duggan was a runner-up for the Heisman, right? Right. He made incredible plays, bro. Blitz in his face, throwing passes. I mean, it looks easy on TV, but the degree of difficulty to do that in real life with 250 plus men running straight at you. He's diming this receiver on the crosser. Being able to stay locked in and focused to hit the screen, the person running the screen, running back or receiver or whatever. Mm-hmm. I was very impressed with Max Duggan. I think he's got 2 picks, but some of them weren't his fault, came off of receiver hands.
Right, yeah, that one.
I like to say this guy was locked in, great running game by TCU. TCU was just ready, bro. Right. They were just ready.
Yeah, it was a great game. Max Duggan was really good. However, there was 1 or 2 quarterbacks you wasn't quite better than, or maybe damn near right near them. And that's Stetson Bennett of the Georgia Bulldogs and C.J. Stroud of the Ohio State Buckeyes. Another 2 runner-ups in the Heisman.
Let's. I know we came on the show with our Georgia Bulldog shirts on. Like, go Dogs. But I can't front, but Ohio State had me motherfucking angry. So I'm at work, right? I'm at work watching this game, and I'm serving tables. I work at Red Lobster part-time. Those who don't know, I'm a bartender. Come and see me. And the TV's behind me, right?
Right.
I'm like handing out bread. I'm like, like watching Ohio State put the thump down on Georgia, bro. C.J. Stroud gunslinging. What a miraculous game on New Year's, bro. What you seen? What you seen out there, bro? What you seen out there? Because Ohio State had me tight.
So the biggest narrative coming into this game was Ohio State was soft.
Whoa, that's what they were saying?
That's what they were saying.
I heard Ohio State was, what I was hearing was Ohio State was the biggest challenge for Georgia. That's what I was hearing.
They said, so, in number 4, but that was the worst matchup for Georgia.
Right.
Because of what their receivers, because of their receivers' ability to beat man coverage, as we've seen from Marvin Harrison. What's some of the other receivers' names?
There's another guy who
number 4, I believe.
He stepped up big.
No,
Emeka Excuse us for messing up your name, bro.
Emeka
Egbuka.
Yes.
Number 2.
So yeah, they had these receivers that are able to beat man coverage. And then if they can beat man coverage, you have a quarterback that can move. You know what I'm saying? So one big thing with C.J. Stroud was he didn't face much adversity against the pass rush this season.
Right.
Yet he was flushed out of the pocket many times against the Georgia Bulldogs, and he was able to make plays down the field, extend drives with his legs, just showing his whole repertoire of abilities. C.J. Stroud, man, shout out, bro. Like
that guy is special.
Like
he's special.
I know the reputation behind Ohio State quarterbacks coming into the NFL, but man, you look damn near every bit, maybe even better than Justin Fields.
Woo!
Actually, let me not say better than Justin Fields, but
he likes Fields now.
Well, you look every bit as good as Justin Fields did when he played at Ohio State. Just deep 30-yard throws on the corner routes. It was magnificent.
Check out this stat line real quick. C.J. Stroud, 23 completions, 34 attempts for 348 yards. 4 TDs. No interceptions.
No
interceptions. So he was doing the damn thing.
But yeah, watching this game, Ohio State gets the first touchdown. I'm like, all right, that's cute. Seen this happen before. Georgia gives up the first touchdown, and then Georgia goes to smash the team 30-7. Georgia, like I've seen it so many times. These teams are so hyped for that first drive, and it's like, all right, cool. Then Georgia shuts all of that down. So Georgia answered them back.
7-7.
That beautiful. Tell us about that screen pass to McIntosh, number 6, that you saw. Where he ran back up through the middle, and he just had that clear tunnel.
Looks like a gun trips, something like that. You got 3 receivers on the left side of the field.
Got a tight end on the right.
Yeah. And with the screen, right, you can either have the far receiver catch it, and he usually just goes up on the sideline. Mm-hmm. But sometimes you bring in the middle receiver towards the middle, and those linemen pull, work to perfection. Number 7, who was it, number 7? Is that him?
For Georgia,
Yeah.
it was number 6,
Number
Kenny
6.
McIntosh.
Yep. Okay. The running back. Yeah. Oh man, it was his perfection, bro. He catches it, turns towards the middle of the field. The lineman cut off everything on the left side, and it was just wide open. Georgia executed that to perfection.
That was beautiful. I
want to say Ohio State was just in a bad defensive scheme for that, right? Mm-hmm. But bad, oh well, oh well, right? But great play calling by Kirby Smart. I think that's one of the underrated things about these college football coaches. It's different in the NFL, but Kirby Smart showed off, why he's already an SEC championship coach. But great execution by Georgia. I'm impressed with just the overall balance of this team on offense, especially.
Right. So so the game, it was a lot of blows back and forth. Georgia had a brief 3-point lead, 24-21. I could be wrong there, but it was something like that.
At the half.
Okay. Then they got the ball back at halftime. We were expecting to see something. Georgia doesn't score. And then Ohio State takes it to them. And this game had me sweating. But Georgia showed that championship pedigree. Just kept fighting and fighting and fighting. Do you remember that the fake punt that Ohio State went for?
Uh-huh.
So Georgia stopped them on the it was 4th and 1. They were in the middle of the field. So it's like, all right, let's go for this. Hey, if that was me, I'm using analytics. I would have went for it, like straight up. And Kirby Smart called a timeout right before the fake punt happened. And they were lined up in the punt formation, and it turned out to be a fake punt. That was big time. That took some gunners to do. You're down by 2 scores or whatever, however much you're down by. You want to keep all 3 of your timeouts, which is why I don't call those second half timeouts in Madden. But he had to do it, and he saved his team, or Ohio State would have converted the fake punt. And just everything. Like, they took everything out of Georgia to win this game. Ohio State brought them to the brink. I mean, this game was amazing. And shout out to Stetson Bennett, man.
Yeah,
he's gonna be one of few. He's gonna be one of a very few 2-time championship starting quarterbacks if we win this game against TCU this upcoming Monday. Stetson Bennett making great throws, great reads. It was just an amazing game.
Here. Stat line for Stetson Bennett.
Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? He hear all that talk about C.J. Stroud.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm going to match him blow for blow.
Right,
I'm going to match him blow for blow.
It's like Bennett got something to play for,
both of these guys, 23 completion, 34 attempts. Same amount of attempts, same amount of completions. It's crazy. Stetson Bennett, 398 yards through the air, 400 piece. 3 TDs, and he got 1 interception that didn't look like it was his fault, but it shows up in the stat line. It's his INT. Great game by Stetson Bennett. I'm impressed. I mean, to do that with those stakes. Here's a take of, I'm a professional watcher. I watch anything pro. I don't watch college. I don't watch high school. I don't care about high school rankings, the players and stuff. I don't even know college players until the draft arrives, and I look at all the highlights and I look at big plays and big games, blah blah blah. So right?
Pretty much, he telling you he a phony.
I'm not a phony. I watch the championship game. I want to see what happens.
Go ahead, bro. What's up?
But it's a different. I mean, college championship games, even semi-championship games, the finalists has a different feel than professional footballs. I mean, these guys, you can feel the passion, the intensity. I mean, I think the fans are even more like locked in than NFL fans. It's crazy, bro.
For sure.
Just watching this game, any player can step up. And the fact that these these guys are what, 19, 20?
19 to 22,
19,
23.
20, 21, 22.
18.
A lot of them haven't even ever been in this situation in their life. I mean, who cares about a fucking high school championship? This is national TV. You playing for the Georgia Bulldogs. And if you're from Georgia, you know you can't come home with no L. You just can't come home with no L. And I don't know. I'm impressed. These guys stepped up. The running back stepped up, receiver stepped up. No drop passes, big drops or anything.
Mm-hmm.
The defense kept going.
They came up. So what I'm starting to see. One thing about this game. So you're saying it's college or whatever. They got the passion, but we're looking in these games. We're looking at the best of the best players on the field, the best teams. Like, I mean, look at freaking TCU. They proved it. I can honestly say TCU has proved after beating. They didn't even have the respect they had before. They deserved before this game. And they proved it. They shut everybody out with this victory over the Michigan Wolverines. Now each team, check this out, Jay. Each team has a Heisman finalist.
Yeah.
Stetson Bennett, C.J. Stroud.
Yeah.
Max
Doohickey.
And the running back from Michigan. So you're looking at the
Donovan Edwards.
Yeah, so you're looking at the best of the best, and it's just fascinating. I'm starting to see a trend in these college football playoff games, just extremely high scoring. Your college football playoff games, they're about a whole lot of offense and opportunistic defense. You get that turnover when you need it. You got to make that stop when you need it. If you need the ball back, you have to force that 3 and out when it matters. Go ahead.
Here's a take. I mean, these guys took off 2 weeks of football, and I mean, on defense, it's hard to implement the same degree of tackling that you've done all season. You haven't really been going game speed in practice. Offense is all about execution and repetitiveness. Doing it over and over again. Right. But on defense, you got to be able to read plays, read these receivers coming full speed. It's just a different feel. So I mean, it takes a while for the defense to lock in, especially in these big games.
Right.
Sucks to be Ohio State because they had it and they just collapsed in the fourth, bro. I mean,
I wouldn't say they collapsed. They just
what happened, bro?
They just got bit by a bulldog. That's all.
I mean, I'm looking at the head-to-head team stats. They had the time of possession.
Hey, man, opportunistic defense in that fourth quarter. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So one big thing, Joe Klatt, shout out Joe Klatt, college football sports analyst. He pointed out the red zone touchdown conversion percentage.
For who or just in general?
Ohio State.
Oh, it was high?
Yes. No, it was low.
Really?
Mm-hmm. They settled for a lot of field goals in the second half in that fourth quarter.
Oh, I thought you meant throughout the season.
No, just that game.
Oh, right. Yeah, shout out to the Bulldogs.
Yeah, so sometimes you need those touchdowns and not those field goals, and that actually shows up in the winners and the losers of these games.
Football is a mysterious sport.
It is, man. It is.
So many things can go right, and you still lose.
Every little variable.
And it's safe to say that this is a good time to say, how we say in the NFL, anybody can get it on any given Sunday. Any given Sunday. And for this right here, everybody had Michigan winning. TCU came out there, punched them in the mouth.
Now, everybody thought Georgia was going to roll Ohio State. And I did too, and that wasn't the case at all. Now, hey, let's go ahead and move on to Monday. Championship game, UGA versus TCU. Now, I feel like it's safe to say UGA will roll TCU in this championship game. TCU took about all they can take against Michigan, and I feel like Georgia took a lot against Ohio State, and they have a lot more. And I just don't see any scenario where Texas Christian University wins the championship. Maybe in basketball, but damn, not in football.
It'd be funny if a Michigan player just comes through the roof and like, don't. they got like wounds all over them and bruises. Like, don't underestimate TCU. Mm-hmm. Be careful. Beware of Max Duggan.
Right.
Beware of Max Duggan. Now I'm saying the same thing, but TCU is extremely explosive But this Georgia defense is different than the Michigan defense.
Mm-hmm.
But it's time to implement that. I don't know what we call it, slogan or phrase. Anything can happen on any given game.
Now I got a real good take for you. Go ahead.
Let's say Georgia turned the ball over 2 or 3 times in the first, or first half or whatnot. TCU goes down. We're in the whole 14-3. I mean, you just never know, bro. It can happen, and it can cost us a championship. I mean, TCU won off of. I mean, what are the chances Michigan fumbles on the 1-yard line with their Heisman running back? Chances of 2 pick sixes in the game. TCU has some help, but I mean, you never know, bro. It's hard to. That's why we do this. It's hard to make predictions on what happens, especially in college.
Mm-hmm.
What you got?
All right, so there's a formula to beat Georgia.
All right, Mr. Scientist.
And it was the same formula to beat Bama for a lot of years. Not anymore. Now you can beat Bama.
Shout out to Bama. Got that bowl win. Go ahead, though.
So, yeah, now not anymore. You can beat Bama straight up. But there's been a formula to beat Bama, and now that same formula passes to Georgia, which is why I'm damn near certain Georgia will win this game.
Tell us the formula.
The formula is great coach. Well, not scratch the great coach. The formula is superstar quarterback. So, who beat Alabama back in 2010, 2011? In the regular season.
Florida?
No. Auburn. And who's the superstar quarterback of Auburn?
Cam Newton?
Cam Newton.
Man.
All right, look. No, bro. No, listen.
No, bro.
Hey,
that triggered me, bro.
No, bro,
chill out,
bro. Chill out,
Go
bro.
ahead.
Chill out. All right. Now, the next quarterback on here, Texas A&M. He was putting on a show, just dancing, doing whatever he wanted in college football.
Who's this?
Johnny Football. Johnny Manziel.
Okay.
Yes. All right. Our next quarterback on this list to take out the Tide is Deshaun Watson. Clemson.
Okay.
Played him in the championship game. Almost beat him. Played him the following year. Beat him. The skin of their teeth. Took him to the brink, right?
Okay.
Next quarterback to defeat the Rolling Tide was Dirty Joe, LSU. They beat them by like a touchdown in their regular season matchup. All right, these are all signature losses in big games that Alabama lost to, which they don't lose a lot of big games. You feel me? All right, and then the last quarterback I have on this list beat them in a championship game. Also, let's throw Ohio State in there. Some years ago, with they had shotgun. But you know how they beat Alabama that year? They had wide receivers that could defeat them in man coverage and a quarterback who could stretch the field in Cardale Jones with a super arm. And the last quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, another superstar quarterback that took out Alabama. And after that comes Georgia. So we're talking Georgia becoming the same dynasty that Bama's been over the last few years or so. And it takes a superstar quarterback to beat Georgia, baby. And the superstar quarterback that beat Georgia last year, Bryce Young, in the SEC championship game. So which is why I have Georgia. Go ahead.
That beat us last year?
Yes.
Almost beat us.
SEC championship game.
Oh, SEC championship game.
Right.
Oh. I was gonna say, I mean, that's a good deal. That's a good deal of information. I can buy that. I mean, C.J. Stroud was a superstar.
Exactly. That's what I forgot. I'm glad you said that. Look at C.J. Stroud.
Yeah,
Brought Georgia to the damn brink.
Yeah.
Look what kind of player it took to do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's that next level thing, the dual threat quarterbacks, right? In the NFL, they can scheme this more. A lot of more quarterback.
I'm just talking about superstar quarterback, man. Like I said, Burrow wasn't. I mean, he could scamper out, he could run, but Burrow wasn't isn't a
Right.
true dual threat quarterback. I'm talking just great next level superstar quarterback, man.
So Max Duggan ain't good enough for you.
I don't think he's good enough.
Boy, I hope that man ain't no demon.
He's not a demon, bro. He's a really good player, but he's not a.
I hope not.
Look at the other guys on the list. I mean, he could be better than Manziel in the NFL, but not quite Manziel in college football. Look how dominant these guys were in college football.
Yeah.
Look how dominant they were in college football. All number 1 picks? No, first round picks. But anyway.
Well, this is why, we want other skilled players to win MVP, but these quarterbacks just matter, bro.
Yeah.
These quarterbacks are the most valuable player. The
most valuable asset in the organization.
They just changed the entire outcome, period. So,
all right.
I like that, though. Good stuff.
Right.
Look at digging in his college football database.
Actually kind of got that from Colin. Shout out Colin. Put us on the volume. But, hey, look, I had to do this. I had to do this myself. But I feel like that's Georgia for the next 5 years or so. But anyways, before we head out in this college football segment, Jay, give us your prediction of the championship game.
Championship
Score.
game.
Call out your score, too.
34-24.
34-24.
UGA.
How do you see this game panning out? What kind of first half? What kind of second half?
I don't think these receivers are going to be as good as the Ohio State receivers, the one for TCU. Mm-hmm. I think Georgia's actually going to blitz these guys. This Georgia defense is different than Michigan. Michigan's tough, but these dogs are dogs, bro. They're going to get after this TCU quarterback, make it extremely difficult. He's going to make some good passes. They're going to score here and there, but Georgia's just too much, too dominant. I see at least one pick six or a fumble recovery. The defense going to put some points up. We might even get a special team. On games like this, Georgia they bring the whole house down, bro. I see Georgia scoring at least a touchdown on defense or special teams or both. And Stetson Bennett bringing it home for us one more time. Those running backs are going to go crazy. Just too much for that TCU defense. They're not going to know what to do with the Bulldogs.
All right.
34-24, UGA. They might not even get 24.
They might not, which I just scratched out 17, but I wanted to put 24. I'm going to go 2 touchdowns more for Georgia on you. I got a UGA 48-24.
Shit.
I am going to say 24 because I think TCU is a very, very tough team. However, in this game, I just don't think they're going to be talented enough to get the job done. They're going to put up a garbage touchdown. Like, absolutely. So that's why I'm giving 24. But like you said, Georgia might get a damn punt return. They're gonna get a touchdown that's not on offense. You know what I'm saying?
They're gonna get something.
And they're gonna convert in the red zone. That's just gonna happen. Come on now. They're gonna bust them down in that run game and just flush them out and get it done. And the Dogs will be champions again.
You might be right. We're gonna get an even hotter Bulldog team because they ain't taking 2 weeks off. You feel me? Mm-hmm. This is just a week. So they hot. They coming in hot. That makes a difference.
All right, Jay. About to close it out. I got one thing to ask you. What would Georgia be saying on Monday?
We the champs.
We out.
The champs. That's tough, bro. That's tough. Need some more Georgia gear for that.